If you examine the title of this session, it is, are there questions truly worth asking? What I find is that there perhaps is a compulsion for people to ask questions just to ask questions. If you ask what is pain, what is misery, that I'm not sure the question goes anywhere. Humans have become so prescriptive that they seem to ask, well, what is an arm? What is a leg? Everyone's in search of a definition when they know perfectly well what it is. One must really take this to heart. Is there truly a question that is worth asking?
What am I to do with this energy is my question.
If I tell you to go do 12 jumping jacks, will you do it?
I might.
Okay, and then after you do, and then after you do the 12 jumping jacks, where will you be? Do you realize that nobody in this room is a real human? Everyone is simply a prescription chaser. I look in the people who have their hands raised, and it's the same people over and over again. And they ask the same empty questions, which essentially go nowhere. And so the take-home message from there isn't to ask a good question. It really is to examine oneself and say, what am I really asking? What am I really doing in my life? What is it that's actually worth anything? Why do I ask these empty questions, ask how to do this and how to do that, and even if I get an answer as to how to do it, once I do the doing, does it get me anywhere? I don't think anyone's looking at themselves. And if you tell someone to look at themselves, they'll do it in a self-examination way. See, a human is never far from prescriptions. He's always going down one prescription or another, one self-help route or another. He's like sitting on the precipice, and there's 16,000 different prescription routes to go down. And whatever you say to him, he will turn that into a prescription route. No one is real. If you look at a politician isn't a real human. A politician should be shaken and smacked to see if an ouch can come out of him, because the ouch is real. It's spontaneous. Other than that, he has his perfectly combed hair and he has his well-formed speeches. But he isn't a real human. He's just a robot. And humans are all the same way. Humans are all politicians. No one is real. No one is examining anything. No one is doing anything that is beyond the bounds of self-help, self-improvement, and spirituality. And if I say to someone that one may wish to examine themselves, they will do so under the guise of self-examination. Watch my thoughts, because it's good for me, and I was told to do it, and it's self-help, and I'll get better. There's no real humans. If I take a blood sample from all of you, it'll be water. It won't be blood. There's nothing in your veins. No one is real. Everyone is simply a chaser. Everyone asks empty questions just to get on stage so they can ask a question. And it's curious and intellectual and spiritual. And they'll say yes and then get off stage and go back to their miserable little lives. No one is real. Now, becoming real isn't a compulsion. But if becoming real means something to somebody, then they actually might get a real glimpse of life. Otherwise, they're just an automaton, speaking empty words. How do you define pain? How do you define this? How do you define that? What's the best way to do this? What should I do here? Dose of pleasure, dose of pleasure, dose of pleasure. Just empty, empty, empty chases with cardboard cutout humans. And the irony is that the humans who are cardboard cutouts were not born as cardboard cutouts. They were born as real humans. Nature doesn't create cardboard cutouts. It's about a human being, if he wishes to do so, drawing blood and recognizing, does he have blood in his veins or is it water?